Blogging, Birding, and Bonding, a Writing Matters radio narrative. Driving back to my dorm after a family get-together with both parents in the car, I seized the opportunity to interview my dad about how writing has influenced his life. While I was expecting him to talk about a specific book he read or the essay I had written about him, he instead said something that I had long forgotten about. He had a blog. 2 blogs. The first was about his own perspectives and opinions about his life and society, and the other was about birding. Yes, birding. Before my dad had started his blogs, he had already found his spark for writing.
I think there's just a joy in writing that I discovered my freshman year at BYU in my intensive writing class. It's not whether you have an audience or not. It's the process of taking the time to think, write about something that's interesting to you, to ponder it, to organize your thoughts, and to try to put your thoughts into a way that you can communicate them to others.
When the blogging era came about in the mid-2000s and a recession was on the horizon, my dad, Robert Mortensen, joined the blogosphere. With his blog titled Robert's Blog, he dove into various subjects including politics, religion, family, and even embarrassing anecdotes from his past. With not a large following, he used it to gain more understanding for himself. His blog was an outlet for self-reflection and learning.
I wanted to be able to better take abstract ideas and make them more concrete and try to understand my own brain a little bit better, and even really just develop my thoughts as I wrestled with different political and even spiritual issues.
This personal blog began in 2005, and he would add to it somewhat consistently for several years. Come 2009, he began his birding blog titled Birding is Fun. My dad first got into birding in 2004 when his father-in-law took him to a wildlife refuge near his home.
I saw my first Bullets oriole and I thought, wow, that is amazing. A tropical looking bird in Idaho. How have I been missing this my whole life? So we were living in Arizona at the time, and so I started reporting back to my father-in-law what I was seeing, and he was really excited about it, and it kept fueling my excitement, and so I just kept doing it more and more.
The Birding is Fun blog included bird photography, birdwatching stories, avian facts, and ranked lists. His blog gained popularity as time went on. The blog even gained national prominence.
That's when I picked up sponsorships from like Swarovski Optic and everything, so it was getting a lot more interest, and it was rated in the top 10. I was in the top 5 birding blogs in the world a few different times, and even National Geographic recognized my blog in their birding Bible book that they published. That it was a top 10 must read, must follow blog.
With his presence growing in the blogosphere and the birding world, my dad commended himself on being a cheerleader and an advocate for birds and the hobby of birding. Recognizing his enthusiasm, the American Birding Association, the ABA, asked my dad to be the Bird of the Year coordinator for a couple of years. At this point, he was slowing down on his personal blog, as he was tired of all the contention surrounding politics and the government. His last post was in 2013. This allowed him to focus more on his bird blog.
So I kept up with birding because it wasn't nearly as political, and it was something that me and other like-minded people found joy in rather than getting angry about politics and the state of the world.
With how popular his bird blog became, it began to impact his life, both positively and negatively. While his personal blog only required him to sit at his laptop, his bird blog required him to be active. It was a fun hobby in which he could go outside and enjoy the nature that God had created.
I even felt like I had spiritual moments while out birding and enjoying nature and seeing the beauty of the earth. So, and even now, when I make I go birding on a lunch hour or something, I still find a great peace and serenity that helps me have a better, healthier mindset about life and work.
However, he spent a lot of his free time away from his family in order to make content.
The birding and blogging about it became like a second part-time or sometimes even full-time job.
While he put in a lot of work, he did not do it alone. He tried to include his family in his adventures, such as taking 4-hour road trips in the middle of winter to see rare birds, or having them in the Bird of the Year announcement videos. Looking back on those memories, my dad thinks of them fondly, and even though some of the trips may have been boring for me, it was a blessing that my family had these chances to all be together. As the recession came winding down, my dad felt as though his blog was taking up too much of his time in his life. When church callings and other responsibilities also made appearances, he knew it had to come to an end. His final post was in 2015. Writing in his blog was an era of my dad's life. As he has grown past his blog and the stories he would write in them, he still has an appreciation for storytelling and the gift that is writing.
I think storytelling is one of our most powerful communication methods. And so it's something I want to continue to get better and better at, both telling it and writing it.
The writing that influenced my father was his own. It impacted all aspects of his life. His experience taught him about his priorities and things to be grateful for. While I'm disappointed that he did not choose my essay as most influential, I am proud to know that my dad has found value in his own voice, hobbies, and writing.